Stop. If your money disappears every single month, it's not bad luck, it's a pattern you're repeating. And worse, you're probably doing it without even noticing. You get paid, there's that quick relief. Then it starts. A small purchase. Another one. Something you deserve. And in a few days, you're back at zero again. Same cycle. Every month. Meanwhile, you look around and it feels like everyone else figured it out. They didn't. They're just playing a different mental game, one you were never taught. Here's the part that hits hard. Financial independence has nothing to do with how much you make. It's about the invisible decisions you make every day that are quietly keeping you stuck. And once you see the first one, you'll realize exactly where your money has been leaking this whole time. They used to think looking rich was the goal, nice car, branded clothes, the whole highlight reel. But then something shifts. They start asking a sharper question before every purchase. Does this actually increase my freedom, or just my image? That one question alone changes their entire approach to personal finance, and suddenly, finance tips hit different because they're not about showing off anymore, they're about building a life. They begin to realize that a lot of what people call success is just expensive pressure. It's like in The Wolf of Wall Street, where everything looks flashy on the outside, but there's chaos underneath. They flip the script. Instead of chasing status, they focus on how to make money work for them quietly, investing in assets like index funds such as Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF, or even starting a simple side hustle that brings consistent income. That's where real financial education starts to click. And here's where it gets practical. They set a rule: delay any status purchase by 72 hours. If it still feels aligned with their long-term goals, cool. If not, they pass. Over time, this builds powerful money habits. Imagine saving $300 a month by skipping impulsive buys. That's $3,600 a year, potentially over $50,000 in a decade with basic compound growth. That's not small. That's freedom in motion. What's wild is that the more they stop trying to look rich, the more control they actually gain. Their financial psychology shifts from reactive to intentional. And just when they think they've got control over spending, they realize something deeper is driving most people's decisions, and in the next step, they uncover how emotional control around money is the real game changer. You don't realize it at first, but most of your money decisions aren't logical, they're emotional. Stress hits, boredom creeps in, or you scroll through social media and suddenly feel behind, and boom, you spend. Financially independent people train themselves to catch that moment. They pause. They don't react instantly. That's where real financial psychology starts to separate you from the average person. Think about a scene like in Suits, where Harvey Specter never makes a move out of pressure. He waits, reads the room, and acts with precision. You apply that same mindset to personal finance. One simple rule: wait 24 hours before any non-essential purchase. That gap gives your brain time to cool off, and more importantly, it protects your money habits from being hijacked by temporary emotions. Here's the practical side most people ignore. You create friction between impulse and action. Remove saved credit cards from apps, set spending alerts, even use separate accounts, one for bills, one for spending. These small systems act like guardrails. Over time, you'll notice something powerful. You're not just saving more, you're thinking differently about how to make money, how to keep it, and how to grow it. And this is where it gets interesting. Once you stop letting emotions control your spending, you start seeing money less as a quick escape, and more as something that needs direction. Because if you're not telling your money where to go, something else will. And in the next step, you'll see why treating income like a responsibility, not a reward, is the shift that changes everything. Most people get paid and instantly feel like they earn the right to spend. You've probably seen it. Paycheck hits, and suddenly it's celebration mode. But financially independent people flip that mindset. You start seeing income not as a reward, but as a responsibility. Every dollar has a job before it even lands in your account. That shift alone rewires your entire personal finance game. Think about how Warren Buffett approaches money. They don't celebrate income. They protect it, multiply it, and deploy it with intention. You begin doing the same. You map out your cash flow at the start of the month, 50% for needs, 20% for investments, 10% for savings, and the rest for lifestyle. That's not restriction, it's control. That's real financial education in action. Now let's make it real. If you're making $4,000 a month and you assign even $800 into assets like ETFs such as the S&P 500 or dividend stocks like Coca-Cola or Apple, you're building something most people never do: momentum. Over 10 to 15 years, that's not just money sitting there, that's potentially 6 figures working for you. That's how to make money without trading your time forever. And here's the part most people miss. When you start assigning your income with purpose, you realize something uncomfortable. Saving isn't optional anymore, it's a non-negotiable standard. And in the next step, you'll see why the size of your savings doesn't matter nearly as much as the consistency behind it. Most people wait until they have enough to start saving, and that moment never comes. But when you shift your money mindset, you stop negotiating with your future. You save first, no matter what, even if it's just $50. That's how real money habits are built, not through big wins, but through consistency that compounds over time. It's like in the pursuit of happiness, when everything is falling apart, but the discipline never breaks. You adopt that same mentality with your personal finance. You automate your savings the day your income hits, before bills, before spending. Even setting aside 5 to 10% creates a psychological shift. You're telling yourself that your future matters just as much as your present. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets real. Saving $200 a month with a modest 8% annual return can turn into over $60,000 in 15 years. That's not theory, that's basic financial education most people ignore. And the crazy part? It didn't require more income, just better financial psychology and disciplined habits. But here's the twist: once saving becomes automatic, you start noticing something deeper. It's not about how much you earn anymore, it's about how much is actually enough for the life you want. And in the next step, you'll see why redefining enough might be the most freeing decision you ever make. Most people never stop to define what enough actually looks like. You just keep upgrading: better car, bigger place, more expenses, thinking that's progress. But financially independent people pause and ask a different question: what kind of life do I actually want? That's where your money mindset starts to mature, because now your personal finance decisions are intentional, not reactive. It's similar to friends, where you see different lifestyles side by side, some chasing status, others valuing time, relationships, and simplicity. You start realizing that freedom isn't about having more, it's about needing less. So instead of inflating your lifestyle every time your income grows, you lock your expenses and increase your investments. That gap? That's where wealth is built. Here's how you apply it. You define your freedom number, the monthly cost of the life you actually enjoy. Let's say it's $2,500. Now, instead of chasing a $10,000 lifestyle, you focus on building assets that generate that $2,500 consistently. Dividend stocks, rental income, or even digital products. That's how to make money serve your life, not control it. That's real financial education most people overlook. And here's the part that hits hard: once you know what enough is, you stop chasing weekends and start thinking bigger. Because if your lifestyle is defined, your decisions get sharper. And in the next step, you'll see why thinking in years, not weekends, is what separates people who stay stuck from those who actually build long-term freedom. Most people make decisions based on how they'll feel this weekend. You start thinking differently, you zoom out. Before any big move, you ask, will this still matter in 5 years? That single filter cuts out a ton of bad decisions. It's one of those finance tips that sounds simple, but once you apply it, your entire personal finance strategy gets sharper. It's like in the social network, where while everyone else is focused on quick wins, the real power comes from thinking long-term. You begin applying that to how to make money and how to keep it. Instead of chasing fast cash, you focus on building assets that grow over time: ETFs, index funds, maybe even learning high-income skills like copywriting or coding that can scale your income. Here's how it plays out in real life. Instead of spending $1,500 on a short-term experience, you invest that same amount consistently. At an average 8% return, That single decision repeated over time can turn into tens of thousands. That's not about sacrifice, it's about clarity. Your money habits stop being emotional and start being strategic, rooted in strong financial psychology. And here's the shift most people don't expect. When you start thinking in years, you naturally become more careful with what you've been given. You stop seeing money as something to use, and start seeing it as something to manage. And in the next step, you'll see why that perspective isn't just practical, it's deeply rooted in a principle most people ignore. Most people think money is something they own, something they can use however they want. But when your mindset evolves, you start seeing it differently. You see it as something entrusted to you. That shift changes everything. Your financial psychology becomes more disciplined, more intentional. You stop asking what do I want right now, and start asking what should I do with what I've been given. There's a powerful lesson in the Bible, specifically in the parable of the talents. The ones who multiplied what they received were rewarded, while the one who hid it lost everything. You start applying that directly to your personal finance. Whether it's $100 or $10,000, your focus becomes growth, responsibility, and gratitude, not fear or neglect. Now bring that into real life. You begin tracking your money weekly, reviewing where it's going, and making adjustments. You invest with purpose, maybe allocating into solid companies like Apple or Microsoft, or consistent ETFs. You give, you save, you invest. That balance builds strong money habits and aligns your actions with a bigger vision. That's real financial education most people never tap into. And here's the deeper layer. When you operate with that level of awareness, you realize financial independence isn't just about numbers, it's about identity. The way you handle money reflects how you think, how you plan, and how you live. And now that you've seen all the shifts that truly matter, you're about to connect all of this into one clear path, something most people never fully understand. Now think about it for a second. How many times have you felt like you were doing everything right, but still not getting ahead? You saw how small shifts in financial psychology, consistent money habits, and intentional personal finance decisions can completely change your trajectory. Remember how overwhelming it felt to not have control? Now you've seen a path where your money actually starts working for you, and that changes everything. So here's the real question. Are you going to apply this, or let it be just another video you watched and forgot? Because the difference between people who stay stuck and those who achieve financial independence isn't access to information, it's action. If you're serious about changing your life, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because the next insight you catch might be the one that finally clicks and shifts your entire money mindset. And if you're ready to go deeper, there's something that can accelerate this entire process. The Material Holistic Health, Nourish Your Mind, Balance Your Finances, Transform Your Life shows you exactly how to create passive income streams, eliminate debt step by step, and build unshakable mental clarity under financial pressure. It's not just theory, it's a practical system you can follow. Click the link in the pinned comment now and start transforming your finances today. It's your time. Check out the material in the pinned comment.